special presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. And good afternoon, my name is Ron Juckett. We welcome you to the program and the first of 28, 29, 30 straight Thursdays of baseball! Yes! And so we say goodbye to Action PC Baseball 2020 by playing the two teams that have won my replays so far. As we get set for 1949, we're going to play the 1978 Los Angeles Dodgers, winners of this year's season replay. Then remember, we'll get into that in a little bit, but they beat the Phillies and the Rangers to win the championship, and they will be playing the Montreal Expos of 1982, who swept the Dodgers and their NLCS, and beat the Baltimore Orioles in 6 games. So, these are the champions of my champions, I guess. And so, from Montreal, it's a big one. It's Bert Hooton and the Dodgers, and Steve Rogers, who had a season for the ages. We'll get into that in a few minutes. Next on Retro Sports Network, as Retro Sports Network presents a baseball special from Olympic Stadium in Montreal. It's the 1982 Montreal Expos, champions of that replay, versus the 1978 Los Angeles Dodgers, champions of that replay. And as soon as Gardner sends me the new logo for the podcast, I can put up the ad. But of course, it's brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. And so, are you ready for some baseball? Of course you are. And so, good afternoon to you, Steve Rogers, warming up. An 82 National League Cy Young Award winner. Went 24-6 on the replay. I don't remember what he did in the World Series, but he threw a shutout in Game 3 of the NLCS to beat the Dodgers in Los Angeles 1-0. He had an ERA of 1.82 through 286 in the third innings. These are his replay numbers. You can see his real numbers on the screen as well. Allowed 215 hits, 12 homers. He walked 56 and struck out 204. And in case you're wondering, he is 32 years old, a ground ball pitcher. The fastball tops out at 86. And how did he win the Cy Young Award? Well, he had 28 quality starts out of 35 and induced 34 double plays. His real ERA plus was 152, but on the replay, 181. And this will bring music to Lorenzo's ears. Here's a lineup that he'll face. Davey Lopes will lead off at second base. Bill Russell is at short. He'll hit second. Steve Garvey will hit third and play first base. Ron Say, the Penguin, cleans up at third. Reggie Smith in right field will bat fifth. Dusty Baker in left will bat sixth. Rick Monday is in center. He'll bat seventh. Steve Yeager, who was our World Series MVP, will bat eighth. And Bert Hooton, the 19-game winner in the replay in his own right, is on the mound. Defensively for the Expos, Timmy Raines of 4-4 in left. Andre Dawson at 10-5 in center. And Warren Cromartie is 7-9 in right. Tim Wallach is a 7 at third. Chris Spyrick, 6 at short. Doug Flynn, an 8 at second. And Al Oliver, a 6 at first. Gary Carter is a 10-7 behind the plate. And Rogers, an 8 on the mound with a .983 fielding percentage. And if I remember, and if, God willing, and the creek don't rise, The winner of this game will play whoever wins my 49 champion, and we'll do that sometime to probably close off Baseball 2021. So Lopes digs in. There's no weather. We're indoors. And it's a snowy day here in New England. Some places have gotten at least a foot of snow. We weren't supposed to get much of anything, and we have about 4 inches of nothing on the ground. Lopes at .292. He hit 23 homers and drove in 73 runs. Computer, by the way, is running the Dodgers, and we are running the Expos. So it's amazing, in both the years that we've done replays, the franchise that won the real World Series won our replay series. Remember, in 19, the Washington Nationals won the World Series, and of course they are the Montreal Expos. And for the first time since 1988, the Dodgers won the World Series. So, you follow the replay, you see who wins our replay, put money on Bovada on that, even if it's the damn Yankees. So Rogers is ready, Lopes is ready, and that is a ground ball to third. Wallach to Oliver, 1 out, and that's how this one starts. Next Tuesday night, we expect to have the virtual unboxing for Action PC Baseball 2021. Not sure who we're playing yet. And then on next Wednesday, a triple header, opening day 49, 2 days before Christmas. Bill Russell at .275, 3 homers and 60 RBI. It'll be in the daytime at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. We will have for you the Cleveland Indians, and they will be the Indians one more year in 2020, by the way, against the St. Louis Browns, because that was the real-life opener from Monday, April 19th, 1949. And then in prime time, we'll have a doubleheader for you. The Philadelphia Phillies and Boston Braves, the champions of the National League, from Braves Field in Boston. And that will be about 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. So that is the tentative schedule for baseball on the channel. Rogers winds and deals. Ground ball to Oliver, takes to the bag himself as Russell is retired. 2 out for Garvey at .306. 17 homers. Didn't hit as many home runs, but he was too busy checking out the girls. And it drove in 105. DJ John says, so basically what you're saying is the Seattle Mariners are not going to win the World Series in 2021 or 2031 because there was no team in 1949. Well, if you dig out a PCL team, the Rainiers, yeah, it might be. It could be. It won't be. But yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. I just find that kind of funny because there certainly weren't as many teams in 78 or 82 as there is now, and we're going back to the original 16. Pitch from Rogers is a ground ball to Oliver. Underhands it to Steve, and that will retire the side. The Dodgers go in order. We go to the bottom of the first. No score in this challenge of replay champions. I like that picture of Bert Hooton. I like it better than the default one from 78. Hooton really was the ace of the Dodgers staff in the replay. 19-8. How you doing, Tribe fan? With a 2.76 ERA. And 264 in the third innings. He allowed 199 hits. He walked 62 and struck out 110. At 28 years old, Happy, who looked about 30 years older than that, is a fastball pitcher at 89, and he favors the ground ball. And although the Dodgers pitching wasn't as good in the replay as it was in real life, it still won a World Series. In fact, against the National League, he had a whip of .987 in the replay and an average of .208, which is considerably better on both ends. The lineup he will face. Timmy Raines leads off in left field. Warren Cromartie is batting second in right field. Andre Dawson is in center. He'll hit third. Gary Carter cleans up behind the plate. Tim Wallach at third will bat fifth. Al Oliver will hit sixth and play first. I'm sure Oliver either was second or third most of the year in the real-life lineups. Chris Spire will bat 7th at short. Dougie Flynn at second base will bat 8th, and Steve Rogers will bat 9th. And he threw 8 pitches. Remember, the Indians are the Indians in 2021. And so, Tribe fan is consistent. He's Blue Jacket fan, he's Tribe fan, maybe he'll be Cavs fan. Defensively for the Dodgers, Dusty Baker a 7 and a 4 in left. Monday a 4 and a 3 in center. Reggie Smith is a 5 and an 8 in right. Ron Say playing for a bunt. I'm not doing. Is a 7 at third. Billy Russell an 8 at short. Davey Lopes a 10 at second. Steve Garvey a 9 at first. And Yeager is a 7 and an 8 behind the plate. Rains in our replay. Oh, goodness gracious. Rains in our replay only had one last at bat than he had in real life. His numbers are dangerously close. 280, 4 homers, 41 RBI. He scored 124 runs and stole 79 bases. Not too shabby, eh? Hooten delivers, and there's a ground ball to Say. He throws it to Garvey. Rains can motor, as you know, and he's out by an eyelash on the bang banger. So 1 out for Cromartie. 259, 9 homers, and 67 RBI. Did not play much in the World Series because Baltimore used their lefties. And so Cromartie had to ride the pine a bunch. There's a ground ball to Garvey. Takes it to the bag himself. 2 out. We'll have hockey for you on Sunday. Although it is not my real life birthday, we will be replaying the game from my 17th birthday. The Oilers and Mark Messier visit the Forum, so that won't be too shabby at all. Andre Dawson had a monster replay, 298, 31 homers, and 119 RBI. He had 23 in the real year, and only drove in 83. And one of the big reasons why the Expos walked away with the National League East. Pitch from Hooten. Here's a ground ball to Russell. Over to Garvey. Dawson can run, and he is out. So 1, 2, 3 go the Expos. We go to the second. No runs, no hits, no errors. It's the Dodgers and Expos scoreless in Montreal. So Ron Say, at 249, he underhit by a bunch. But his power numbers are pretty consistent. 27 homers and 87 RBI. Rogers winds and deals. Struck him out. First one of the ball game. He swung on and missed. An 89-mile-an-hour fastball. One of the things that we're told in the new game, by the way, is that you see that 89 underneath Reggie Smith's tiny picture? That should now tell you what kind of pitch that's going to be. So I'll be able to say, instead of off speed, I'll look smart and say it's a slider. Smith at 277, 22 homers and 82 RBI. And since we're using the master photo pack, he's with the Red Sox here. Pitch from Rogers. There's a line drive left center field. That's a base hit. So Reggie is on with a single. And that'll bring up Dusty Baker at 270, 9 homers and 61 RBI. Baker, liner into right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Smith will skedaddle to third, and the Dodgers have runners on the corners. And 1 out for, a baby Rick Monday. The first player ever drafted in the Major League Draft by the Kansas City A's. 261, 19 homers, and 57 RBI, and that actually matched his real-life numbers. So runners on the corners and 1 out. And Rogers is working here in the second. Got him! A 3-2 fastball looking. And that's 2 for Rogers and 2 out for Steve Yeager, who overperformed in a wonderful way if you're a Dodger fan. 243, 9 homers, and 40 RBI. So runners on the corners, 2 out in a scoreless game here in the second. Snap throw to first, and Baker is picked off. So Carter caught Baker napping, and Washington fans are going, yep. All that in a bag of chips. How about that? Dodgers don't strand anybody. Technically, they strand a runner. No runs, 2 hits, and after an inning and a half, it's the Dodgers nothing, the Expos nothing. So Carter, Wallach, and Oliver to face Happy Hooten here in the second. Gary at .315, 26 homers, and drove in 116. This Expo team, replay-wise, was loaded for bear. Pitch to Carter is a fly ball to right. Back goes Smith. That's going to be off the wall. Carter is going to go for 3. The throw to say is not in time. And Reggie Smith smashed his shoulder against the wall, and he's hurt. Thankfully, it's a padded wall here. And so Smith will stay in the game, but he is injured for the moment. Yeah, John, thanks a bunch. Joe Bryan from Payoff Pitch appeared on Digital Dice, if you haven't caught it. Episode 68, we taped it yesterday. Payoff Pitch is a wonderful game. And Dave does a very good job playing it on his channel, Mr. Gardner. Timmy Wallach at .256, 28 homers. That matched completely in 107 RBI. So Carter on third after the triple. Pitch from Hooten. Here's a fly ball to right. Reggie goes back, makes the catch. Carter will tag and score without a throw. And the Expos go up 1-0. So here's Al Oliver. .332. Batting average 1 point off. 18 homers and 88 RBI. So you hear the snow plow behind me. Wasn't supposed to snow at all here, and we ended up with 4 inches. Pitch to Oliver is a pop-up left side. Russell into foul territory by the bullpens, and he makes the catch. 2 out. Chris Spire at .254. 12 homers and 61 RBI. 1-0 Expos. Pitch to Spire is a ground ball to Lopes in the hole over to Garvey, and that will retire the side. 1 run on the triple by Carter, no hit, or 1 hit. You got to have a hit if you got a triple run, and no errors. See, it's preseason for everybody, gang. After 2, 1-0 Expos. So, Steve Yeager returns to the plate to start the third, when his at-bat was rudely interrupted by Gary Carter catching Dusty Baker napping. Pitch to Yeager. Here's a fly ball to right. Cromartie, 1 out. So here's Bert Hooten. 211 on the replay. No homers and 6 RBI. See, Pete, preseason baseball doesn't draw very well. Pitch. Struck him out. Got him on a 2-2 swing at 86. So 2 out. So Rogers, 40 pitches through the first 9. 2 2/3 innings, 2 hits, and 3 strikeouts. Lopes is 0 for 1. And we'll see if Davey will drop one down here. Lopes stole 46 on the replay. He's got good speed. Fly ball, left field. Raines will watch it go foul on the left side. And somebody from St. Albans, Vermont made that catch. And the count is a ball and 2 strikes. I got to remember, we're not as many cities Remember, St. Louis will have 2 teams. New York has 3. Boston 2. Chicago 2. And Philadelphia 2. So Washington, Cleveland, Detroit, Cincinnati, and Pittsburgh, I believe, are the only cities with just 1 team. Pitch to Lopes. There's a liner in the right field. That's going to drop for a single. 3rd hit for the Dodgers. And Navy's on first. 2 out for Russell, who's 0 for 1. Throw to first. Lopes is going to 3rd. Rogers' throw is high and can't be corralled by Oliver, so Lopes doesn't stop. Does he get credit for the stolen base? He goes to 3rd on the error. That's an E1. And we check the box score. And that is not a stolen base. So a 2-base error moves Lopes to 3rd. I've never seen that before. It's amazing. This game is almost a year old. And there are things I've never seen. Russell is 0 for 1. Pitch. There's a ground ball to Spire. Snap throw to first. And Russell is retired. So it won't matter. So the Dodgers leave another runner on. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. 1-0 Expos. So Dougie Flynn, Steve Rogers, and Tim Raines to face Mr. Hooten here in the 3rd. Flynn, 254, matched his at-bats to the number. No homers and 13 RBI. If you know somebody who would like to be a guest on the show, let us know. Don't you know? Dave and I have got a lot of topics that you guys have suggested. And we are so grateful for all the support that you've given us in 2020. I think we've done our last show for 2020. You'll see us a couple times in some live chats, but I think we've taped the last one, unless he wants to tape Wednesday. Actually, we're doing baseball Wednesday, so. But thank you so much. Pitch to Flynn is a ground ball to Russell. Over to first, 1 out. Brings up Rogers, 152, no homers and 7 RBI. Hooten's pitch. Here's a fly ball left center field. Monday comes in for the out, 2 away. Hooten, the first 9 and 29 pitches, 2 2/3 innings and a hit. He gave up the lone run. Sack fly by Wallach after the triple by Carter. Raines is 0 for 1. Lorenzo out for a walk after taking his grandson to work. Caught in the rain. It's snowing here, buddy. And you still check in. So, yeah, Lorenzo, this game is pretty much for you. It's the 78 Dodgers and 82 Expos in our Challenge of the Replay Champions. The last game we're going to play using Action PC Baseball 2020. Raines is going to square here. Playing back, and there isn't anybody who's going to beat that. They throw to first, but Raines is on with a bunt single. Second hit for the Expos. And that brings up Cromartie, who's 0 for 1. We're going to steal. Tomorrow at noon, we're going to start Fictional Friday. And so we'll play some Football Manager 2021. I've advanced my Celtic career a bit. The board rates my gameplay, my match play proficiency at a D. I'm 1 point out of first place, and I'm a D. I think it was my high school algebra class or something like that. Here goes Raines. Yeager will throw down to Russell, and Raines has that one stolen. So here's Cromartie, a 1-0 count. Pitch from Hooton. Here's a line drive to Lopes, and that will retire the side. No runs to hit the Expos strand a runner. We go to the fourth, 1-0 Montreal. So Garvey, Say, and an injured Reggie Smith here in the fourth. Ballpark here in Montreal. Lefties, it's a paradise. +5 batting average and +17% on the home run. Righties, despite the fact this was a cookie cutter, -3 and -3. Garvey is 0 for 1. Pitch from Rogers. There's a ground ball to short. Spire to Oliver, 1 out. Well, it's Celtic. They're supposed to be demanding. I got a C plus or a B minus overall. We'll explain it tomorrow. I've got angry players already. It really is. I think the closest thing I can say about Football Manager is it's as close to a sports Dungeons and Dragons as you can get. It is the most, which is why I didn't want to get it. But Lorenzo, being as generous as he is, provided it. It is as close to a job, and, it just sucks you right in. It just absolutely sucks you right in. Say is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. Pitch from Rogers. There's a base hit right center field. Say is going to go into second standing. Cromartie got a late jump, and that will just hit off the wall. So the tying run is on for Reggie Smith, who singled his first time up. Pitch to Reggie. Struck him out. He got him on an 0-2 curve in at the knees, and there's 2 out. For Dusty Baker, who singled and got picked off at first base. 4 hits for the Dodgers, 2 for the Expos. And there's a ground ball base hit. Say will score, and we're tied up. So Baker smacked a 3-1 curve up the middle. And that'll bring up Monday, who struck out. So 2 out and a 1-1 tie. Throw to first, Baker back. So our normal schedule will be live. Pay attention now. Tuesdays and Thursdays at noon Eastern. And so we'll let you know if you want that third game, which would be a Wednesday game, to either be live on a Wednesday night, because we have a different audience at night, or if you want it taped, so I don't have to go through with the delay and all that. So that is the plan, even though we know baseball season isn't going to start until May, hopefully, that we would go Tuesdays and Thursdays live at noon, 9 Pacific, and then the Wednesday game would be either live at 9 or taped. Pitch to Monday, struck him out, and so that will retire the side on a 1-2. He got him looking. A run, though. The Dodgers have tied the ball game on 2 hits and no errors. They leave a runner on, bottom 4, 1-1. So Dawson is 0 for 1. Carter and Wallach to follow. And if you're wondering what this is, it's the 2 World Series championship, or 2 World Series champions from my replays. The 78 Dodgers and the 82 Expos. And the winner, next December, will play the winner of my 49 replay. Up the middle, Lopes by the bag, over to Garvey for the out. If it's the Expos, can you imagine Duke Snyder and Yogi Berra or whoever that team is coming to Montreal playing not only indoors, but on plastic? Remember, there's not even a credit card in 1949. Carter tripled and scored his first time up. Hooton's pitch. Struck him out. First for Happy. Carter guessed wrong on an off-speed pitch on a 1-2. So 2 out for Wallach, who would have sacked fly his first time up. In the center, Monday, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 5th, 1-1. So Yeager, Hooten, and Lopes to face Rogers, who's thrown 74 pitches. This has not been a very efficient outing for Steve. Mr. Yeager is 0 for 1. Ground ball to second. Flynn over to first, 1 out. But I expect that will do about 90 games or so from 1949. Here's Bert Hooten. 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Pitch from Rogers. Line drive to Flinner, 2 out. So Rogers, 18 batters, 86 pitches, 4 2/3 innings, 5 hits, the 1 run, and 5 strikeouts. Lopes is 1 for 2 with a single. Into right, back goes Cromartie to the track, and that will retire the side. Reggie Smith took some Advil or some Tylenol and feels a bit better halfway home. You guys are getting the break. The Dodgers won, the Expos won, and our Challenge of the Champions right here on Retro Sports Network. Well, if you joined us late, playing the 78 Dodgers and 82 Expos, who are my 2 previous season-long replay champions from the Big O in Montreal. And here's how they got here. Tim Wallach with a sac fly in the second, following a Gary Carter triple to make it 1-0 Montreal. And in the 4th, Dusty Baker singled home Ron Say to make it 1-1. Commercial for gum. Nothing wrong with that. Was it a good gum? Bert Hooten has thrown 2 hits, allowed 2 hits through 4. With a run, it was earned. He struck out 1. Rogers, 5-hitter through 5. He's given up a run and struck out 5. He's thrown 90 pitches, however, through 5. The gum had a 5 on it. Okay. I got a prop. There's only one gum, by the way. I can't do the ad and hold the thing at the same time, but if you want to know what gum is, I'll show you what gum is. And it's got Bazooka Joe cartoons in it now. So go find some of that today and rot your teeth. Let's get back to the ball game. It'll be Oliver Spire and Flynn to face Hooten here in the bottom of the 5th. Oliver is 0 for 1. My wife found that for me. It is chewy. Oh my God, is it chewy. Pitch to Oliver is a ground ball to Say. Over to first, 1 out. Brings up Spire, who's 0 for 1. Everything's all in plastic. Yeah, I can't wait to see it on the 2021 version anyway. That's right, Tribe Fan makes the Ovaltine joke because I made it the other day on Facebook. Next thing you know, instead of drinking your Ovaltine, it's Chew Bazooka Joe. Chew Out Bazooka Joe. So the plan is we're going to preview 2021 on Tuesday night, the 22nd. Opening day triple header on Wednesday. That's a split triple header. And then I'm going to talk with Dave about what we're doing on Christmas Eve. So, Mr. Spire is 0 for 1. Pitch from Hooten. Here's a ground ball to Say over to Garvey, and there's 2 out. Here's Doug Flynn. He's 0 for 1. Dave will give me the lump. Actually, you know what? I should be nice. Dave and his wonderful wife, Sharon, sent Sarah and myself a box of cookies from the Cookie Monster, or Monster, which is somewhere down in their neck of the woods. And so we got them on Wednesday, and they sent us a dozen M&M sugar cookies and chocolate chunk. Yeah, Sharon is. And oh my God, it really is one of the best cookies I've ever had. We've stayed away from the chocolate chunk one so far, but the M&M sugar cookie was just absolutely delicious. They are very good people indeed, Brad. Flinner is 0 for 1. Pitch from Hooten. Struck him out. So he got him on the 86-mile-an-hour fastball on the inside corner. No runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the 6th. 1-1. Here's Russell. Garvey and Say to face Rogers in the 6th, and Bill is 0 for 2. Flynn up the middle, throws it to Oliver, 1 out. So by the bag. 1 run, 5 hits, no errors for the Dodgers, and they've left 3 on. The Expos a run on 2 hits and 1 error, and they've only left 1 on. Garvey, looking like he's ready to pick up anything that moves. Something about an Aqua Velvet Man. Is 0 for 2. Ground ball to Spire over to Oliver for the out. So Rogers is settled in. Here's Say. Ron doubled and struck out. That double came in the 4th. And Dusty Baker drove him home, and that's how we got to a 1-1 tie. Pitch to Say. That's up the middle. A base hit. So Say is 2 for 3. 6 hit for the Dodgers. Here's Reggie Smith. 1 for 2. He is singled and struck out. The Dodgers were one of 3 division winners in 78 in our replay. That went 94 and 68. Remember, they beat the Phillies. That was the series that matched real life. And I think the Dodgers won that in 4. The Expos won 101 and swept the Dodgers in the 82 NLCS in the replay, and then beat the Orioles in 6 in the World Series. Yes, and I think it's about time. And a lot of that is thanks to Mike Lynch and Seam Hits, because he's the one that helped compile all the official records. There was a lot of barnstorming with the Negro Leagues, but they compiled enough, and MLB, sometimes they get it right, said that yes, it should be official. So for someone like Hank Aaron, I believe he's about to pick up 5 more home runs to 760. And so, yes, Josh Gibson, who certainly should be recognized, and the Oscar Charltons and the Satchel Pages will get to be, officially forevermore part of Major League Baseball lore. I wonder if they'll do this. I wonder what they'll do with the Old Pacific Coast League. If they'll do that with that. We don't want to go too far down the line, but Reggie Smith is 1 for 2 with a strikeout. And there's a line drive to Flynn. Oh, that's a sharp grounder to Flynn. He throws to Oliver, and that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, and no errors. Go to the bottom of the 6-1-1. No PCL. I'm kind of feel mixed about that. How you doing, Kent? Good to have you along. Because, yeah, well, big clue has gotten ahead of me a little bit here. I mean, Rogers, Raines, and Cromartie here in the bottom of the sixth. Because what travel was, if you played on the West Coast, that's where you played. Certainly before airplanes became fashionable, and the Dodgers moved out in '58, and the Giants. But Brad says, and I agree, they ought to give the 1871 to 1875 National Association official status. It's the only pro league of the era. And in fact, I believe it's the first major league. Because the National League started in 1876. Pitch to Rogers. Struck him out. So for Houghton, 5 1/3 innings, 18 batters, 57 pitches, 2 hits, and 3 strikeouts. Yep, the very first is the National Association. Raines is 1 for 2, singled and stole a base. Big Clue would count 1869-70, but that wasn't a separate league. The Red Legs, or Red Stockings of your neck of the woods, Cincinnati, were part of that too, right? Weren't they the only team that transferred over from the National Association to the National League? Don't say that 2 times fast. Oh, no. Okay. Correct me on that then. You just do 69-70 like you would the Negro League stat. You only count pro team games versus pro teams. Yep. Raines, bunch single, stolen the base. And this time around, he lines one to Smith in right field, and that's going to drop for a hit. So a little laser shot that got in front of Reggie Smith. He tried to go for it and couldn't get it. So 1 out single for Cromartie, who's 0 for 2. I think... Oh, no, I meant the other way around, Brad, from when the NA became the NL. I think 7 of the original 1871 National Association teams have been playing openly pro in 69-70. Okay. Throw to first. Raines is back. And then 5 of the original 1876 National League teams, okay, had played in the 75 NA. Okay. Oh, Cincinnati never fielded an NA team. Really? I obviously believe you, but I would never have guessed that. So 1 out. Cromartie strikes out. He swings and misses at a 1-2. The Braves from Boston date back to 1871. And the Cubs, who were the White Stockings, you got that half right, go back to 1870. Along with Billy Goats and Old Style. Dawson is 0 for 2. 2 out, bottom of the 6th. Here's a base hit left side. Baker will pick it up. Raines will go to third. And runners on the corners and 2 out for Gary Carter, who tripled in the second and scored. He's 1 for 2 with a strikeout. So Raines on third, Dawson on first. The Cubs missed 2 seasons due to the Great Chicago Fire. Oh, which is why the Braves have the most consecutive continuous seasons. And weren't they the Red Stockings? They weren't the Braves back then. Yep. And the knowledge being dropped is frightening. Hey, these are things you're never going to hear about on a Fortnite stream. Pitch to Carter. Fly ball right field. Back goes Smith, but that'll stay in the yard as he makes a catch against the track. And that will retire the side. The Expos strand 2. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors. We go to the 7th. It's Los Angeles 1, Montreal 1. And so as Dusty Baker steps in, 71 started a new team. This is 1871. A new team from scratch by hiring Harry Wright, When Cincinnati decided to go amateur after 2 pro years but no profit, Wright took half his team with him and took the uniforms and the nickname with him. Then went out and picked up a few ringers elsewhere, like A.G. Spalding, the makers of the NBA basketball, and Ross Barnes, who did not date Rachel. Lorenzo says the torrential rain has driven me under a tall tree. Is that lightning? Well, it's very, very frightening. Galileo. So the Braves came from the original Red Stockings, just an entirely different management structure, which is why it's not the same franchise. Okay. Yes, I read your mind about the Fortnite stream. Rogers is giving me the fatigue signal here. Baker is 2 for 2. Dusty has singled twice, driven in a run, and was thrown out trying to steal second. This time around, he puts that one in the gap in right center, and he will go into second standing. So the Dodgers have the go-ahead run on with nobody out for Rick Monday, who has struck out twice. And there's a ground ball to Oliver. He underhanded to Rogers. Baker goes to third. And there is one out for Yeager, who was 0 for 2. Infield playing in. Hooten obviously is going to stay in the ball game. So I can't imagine the computer is going to pinch hit. Yeager. Ground ball to Wallach. Looks Baker back. Throws to Oliver for the out. 2 away. So here's Mr. Hooten. He is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Into right, Cromartie will get that, and that will retire to side. Stretch time, 1-1. So Timmy Wallach will lead off the bottom of the 7th. He is 0 for 1 with a sac fly and an RBI. Hooten on 71 pitches through 6. That he has pitched well. I mean, that's the reason why he was the Dodger ace in my replay. Wallach into left. Baker to the track. 1 out. Al Oliver is 0 for 2. So Lorenzo being held up in the rain. Be glad it's not snow, buddy. We got about 4 inches here. And where Mr. Gardner lives in his part of Massachusetts, near the coast, they've gotten a foot. It's an honest-to-goodness nor'easter on the 17th day of December. Oliver is 0 for 2 into right field. Back goes Smith in the corner. And Reggie makes a fantastic catch along the line. So 2 out for Chris Spire, who is 0 for 2. Hooten delivers, and there's another fly ball to right. Second verse, same as the first, and that will retire the side. Expos go in order. We go to the 8th, 1-1. So top of the lineup time for Rogers. Oh, they get snow in Northern California all the time in the mountains. Rogers threw 27 batters, 120 pitches, 7 innings, 7 hits, and 5 strikeouts, and the lone run coming in the 4th. In fact, they get snow in the San Gabriels around Los Angeles. It's just high enough. Lopes 1 for 3. Line drive to Wallach, 1 out. I know Lorenzo's kind of hit or miss at what he's seeing for there. They're pretty far north. I don't know if it gets cold enough in the valley, in the Fresno Sacramento area for that, or what. Billy Russell was 0 for 3. Rogers kicks and deals. Struck him out. He got him on an 0-2 fastball at 87, 2 out. So Rogers has struck out 6. And here's Garvey. He is 0 for 3. 2 out, top the 8th, and a 1-1 tie. Up the middle, that will drop for a base hit. So Ron Say is 2 for 3. He has singled, doubled, struck out, and scored. And Rogers, that tank is about to hit E. He will not pitch the 9th. He is due up second here in the 8th. Gets away from Carter, but Garvey cannot advance. So the count moves to 3 balls and a strike. To Say, here's the pitch. Struck him out. He fought back and got him to swing in a 3-2 curve. So that'll be it for Rogers, but he stood tall and retired Say on a swing and a miss. So the Dodgers get no runs. A hit, they leave a runner on. That's 6. We go to the bottom of the 8th, 1-1. So Flynn, the pitcher's spot, and Raines to face Hooten here in the 8th. Flynn is 0 for 2. Ground ball to Lopes in the hole, over to Garvey, 1 out. Here's Rogers. Steve will be pinch hit 4. Are you ready? Are you ready? Who can hit a righty? And the answer is nobody can hit a freaking righty. Jerry White, the big hero of the World Series that year. 267, a homer, and 15 RBI. To face Hooten with 1 out in the 8th. Raines and Cromartie if the inning should be extended. Foul, first base side. And the count is 0-2. Hooten has struck out 4. Oh. I know the song. I'll have to figure out that one. I got a week to figure out some new tricks. Not a big fan of Sammy Davis Jr., are we? In the opposite field, Baker will pick it up. White's on with a 1-out single, and that'll bring up Raines. Timmy is 2 for 3 with a stolen base. He is singled twice. Hooten, 27 batters deep, 92 pitches, 7 1/3 innings, 5 hits and 4 strikeouts. Throw to first, White back. They call it hit a righty. Quite right, yeah. Pitch to Raines. Here's a slow roller to short. Russell to Lopes for 1. Over to Garvey. And that is a double play. And so, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. We go to the 9th in a 1-1 tie. So Smith, Baker, and Monday to face the lefty Woody Fryman, who went 6-2 in the replay with 10 saves. Quite right, Tribe. 2.02 ERA, 49 innings, 39 hits, a homer. He walked 15 and struck out 33. He pitched 40 times at the age of 42, and he is a ground ball extreme pitcher with a fastball topping out at 87. So Smith is 1 for 3. Has singled and struck out. It'll be Cromartie, Dawson, and Carter here in the bottom of the 9th. Smith, Baker, and Monday in the top of the 9th. Lorenzo's now home and dry. Pitch to Smith, ball 4. So the go-ahead run is on for Baker, who has singled twice, was thrown out, at first, doubled, and drove home Say in the fourth. Throw to first. Smith is back. So, no, not the new game. Last one with the old game. Tuesday night, we'll show off the new game. Wednesday, we'll have the opening day triple header, and then we kind of go from there. Pitch to Baker. There's a ground ball to Oliver. He goes to second for the short throw out, goes back to first, and Baker is safe. So 3-6 on the fielder's choice for Monday, who the computer should pinch hit for. He's 0 for 3. He has struck out twice. I forget what seasons come with the new game. 2020, obviously. 1919 and 1962? Is that right? I have them all anyway, so it's not like there's going to be anything new. The one that comes with the basic package this year is right up Gardner's alley. It's the all-time worst teams, which I love that concept. And Billy North will pinch hit. Yep. North at 298, or 255 rather. 21 RBI and 29 stolen bases. Time to get back to work. Pitch to North. Struck him out. So Fryman got him on an 0-2 at the knees at 88. 2 out for Yeager, who's 0 for 3. Ball 4. So Baker on second, Yeager on first, and let's see what the Dodgers do with Houghton. Pitch count-wise, he's fine. He's only thrown 94. But game situation says it's time to pinch hit. Lee Lacy, who was the DH for the Dodgers in their World Series win. 282, 21 homers, and 54 RBI. So Fryman needs to be careful here. Pitch to Lacy. There's a ground ball to Oliver. Takes it to the bag himself, and that will retire the side. Charlie Huff is coming in to pitch for the Dodgers. We go to the bottom of the ninth. 1-1. 71 Indians, 62 Mets, 03 Tigers. Hello, I'll have to decide when I want to do the worst of season again. Yep, 2018 Orioles are there. So they picked out 24 of the worst teams of all time since 1900. So the Cleveland Spiders aren't there. Huff went 5-3 with 7 saves and a 3.10 ERA. In 61 innings, he allowed 52 hits, 4 homers. He walked 26 and struck out 49. Huff is 30 in 78, 46 games. He, of course, is a knuckleball pitcher and a ground ball pitcher, and the fastball tops out at 89. A good regular season. But struggled in the postseason. This was Pee Wee Herman's favorite baseball team. Which one? I know you are, but what am I? Cromartie 0 for 3. The Expos. Oh, I walked right into that one. The Expos. Yes. 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 Good job. So Cromartie is 0 for 3. Pitch from Huff. Ball 4. Yep. Yeah, I never thought... Yeah, he got me. I'm out of practice. So the winning run is on first. Here's Dawson, 1 for 3. That was too easy. Yep. You actually got me thinking baseball. And... Yep. Yep. So infield's guard the line. Cromartie on first. Winning run on. Nobody out. Bottom of the ninth. Huff delivers. Dawson strikes out. He got him on a 1-2 looking. For the first out. No, that was funny. You got me. You guys got me. His real favorite team wears pinstripes. Ba-doom, boom. Come on. Pee Wee Herman's favorite team is the Chico Bell-Bonds Bears. Gary Carter is 1 for 3. He tripled in the second and scored and struck out. The Expos and the... Mm-hmm. He wasn't Pee Wee for that, was he? Cromartie, they're going to give him second, I would think. Eerily lifelike. Kind of like a Barbie doll. Here goes Cromartie. Yeager will sit on it, and Cromartie will steal second. So the winning run is now in scoring position, and an 0-1 count to Gary Carter. They're going to pitch to Carter up the middle. Lopes behind the bag, throws to Garvey, and Carter is retired. So 2 out, but the winning run is on third for Tim Wallach, who is 0 for 2 with an RBI. And that RBI was the sac fly in the second that scored Gary Carter. So cardiac time here. Thanks, Lorenzo. So Cromartie on third, Wallach at the plate. A run on 8 hits. And they've left 8 on. The Expos, a run on 5 hits in there, and they've left 3 on. Yeah, that's a lot of views. Big Clue just got an early Christmas present. A 1976 edition of Diplomacy. Nice. Wonder how many times the rules have changed. I've never played Diplomacy. Pitch to Wallach. There's a ground ball to first. We're getting free baseball today. As Garvey steps on the bag, we go to the 10th. No runs, no hits, and no errors. 1-1. Same rules as the original. Avalon Hill indeed for the win. So Lopes, Russell, and Garvey as Fryman will throw a second inning. Lopes is 1 for 4. So bonus baseball for you on a Thursday. Pitch to Lopes. Back to Fryman over the first one out. SPI, another good gaming company. Here's Russell. He's 0 for 4. It'll be Oliver, Spire, Flynn, and a pinch hitter if needed for the Expos. So you're telling me if I did an Expos Yankees game, it would be the Pee Wee Herman Punch Bowl? Pitch to Russell, ball 4. So a 3-1 was high and inside, and that's the go-ahead run for Garvey, who was 1 for 4. Pitch from Fryman. Ground ball to Spire. Might be 2. Flynn for 1. Over to Oliver, and they turn it. 6-4-3 go the Dodgers. No runs, no hits, and no errors. Bottom of the 10th, it's 1-1. So Huff, the great James Dunnigan was their main guy on ticket for SPI games for years. Oliver is 0 for 3. Spire and Flynn to follow. Pitch from Huff. Up the middle. Lopes will throw him out. Didn't see it, but threw him out. Headed to his right, did a little circus loop around the bag and threw it to first to get Oliver 1 out for Spire. Chris is 0 for 3. Ball 4. So the winning run is on for Doug Flynn, who is 0 for 3 himself with a strikeout. They're debating in the chat who made squad leader, and Lorenzo thinks it's Avalon Hill. Advanced, I'm not sure. Advanced squad leader. Yes, the hobby shop showed real games. And I won't... Crafts are crafts. The great late Gene Rayburn hosted my favorite game show ever, Match Game. Did needlepoint on his flights back and forth from Long Island or New York, where he lived, and to Los Angeles where they tape Match Game. And he'd make the flight every 2 weeks, and they'd tape 2 weeks worth of shows, 5 episodes on a Saturday, 5 episodes on a Sunday, and he'd fly back. And that's what he did to keep him busy on the flight. He did needlepoint. There. Go ask the buddies in the Fortnite stream about Gene Rayburn. Pitch to Flynn is strike 3. Huff got him to swing and miss on a full count knuckler. And so we'll pinch hit for Fryman here. Mellow yellow. And he can hit the righty. Quite right. Fortnite streamers think needlepoint is what tattoos do. So Terry Francona comes in. Tito at 375, no homers and 13 RBI. He can win this thing with an extra base hit. Pitch from Huff to short. Russell to Lopes, and we're going to the 11th. No runs, no hits. The Expos leave a runner on after 10, 1-1. I didn't need that much practice. Jeez, just because Lorenzo finally got home. Bryn Smith, 3-2 with 3 saves and an ERA at 2.20. 86 innings, 82 hits, a home run allowed. He walked 15 and struck out Studio 54. He pitched in 57 games. In my replay, is 26 years old. He'd be a big part of the Expos rotation in the future. Fastball pitcher at 89 and does not feature either the ground nor the fly ball. He'll face Say, Smith, and Baker. North, by the way, stayed in the game in center field. Ryan is 1 for 2. He has single-doubled and scored the lone run for the Dodgers in the 4th. Up the middle, a base hit. So Say greets him with a single, and that's a 9th hit for the Dodgers. Here's Reggie Smith. 1 for 3. He has singled, walked, and struck out. Smith. And that's going to be looped into left field for a base hit. Say goes to third. Smith is on first. And there's nobody out, and the go-ahead run is on third for Dusty Baker, who is 3 for 4. He has singled twice, doubled, and drove in a run. So the Expos will guard the lines, and the outfield will play normal. Top of the lineup coming up for Montreal in the bottom of the 11th inning. Base hit right field. Say will score. Smith is on second. Baker on first. You're not still bitter, Brad, at all, are you? Baker doesn't want to hit now. All those runners are clogging the bases. So runners on first and second. Nobody out for Billy North, who struck out his first time up. Yep, a better hitter than the manager. Line drive to right. Cromartie will dive and not make the play. So the bases are loaded. Nobody out. And here comes Jeff Reardon. Reardon, 6-6 with 31 saves and a 2.27 ERA and 87 innings and a third. No, it's my 2 World Series champions from my 2 replays. So it's the 78 Dodgers and the 82 Expos. 87 and a third innings for Reardon, 87 hits. 4 homers, 29 walks, and 57 strikeouts. He went 69 times. 26 years old. He's a fly ball plus pitcher, and that fastball tops out at 92. No, just a one-gamer. Bases are loaded. Nobody out. Expos trying to keep this a one-run game. Pitch to Yeager. Struck him out. He got him on a 1-2. Swung on and missed. And that will bring up a pinch hitter, I'm sure. So, yep, my 2 World Series champions. Squaring off. Ow! As I crunch my shoulder. The Vikster. 214, a homer, and 5 RBI. I'm going to assume you put in 2 innings of... Thank you, sir. Well, so far it's 2. Pitch. Ground ball to Oliver. He will take the sure out at first. No chance for a double play, and the Dodgers make it 3-1. So Vic does his job, and there's 2 out for Lopes, who's 1 for 5. And he can break this open with a hit because North has speed to burn. So 3-1 Dodgers. And the Dodgers, if they win this game, next to fall will host whoever wins by 49 replay. In the challenge of the champions. Pitch to Lopes. Struck him out. So Reardon did most of what he could do. But Brandon Smith was not very Smith-like. 2 runs, 4 hits, and no errors. We go to the bottom of the 11th inning. It's 3-1 Dodgers. And Mr. Forster, the Dodgers closer, 5-3 with 14 saves and an ERA of 2.87. 47 innings, 47 hits. 4 homers, he walked 13, then struck out 23. He was not known as a fat tub of goo in 1978. 41 games, he is 26 years old, a ground ball plus pitcher. And that fastball will top out at 91. Raines, Cromartie, and Dawson. And Timmy is 2 for 4. He has singled twice and stolen a base. 3 runs, 12 hits, no errors for the Dodgers, and they've left 10 on. A run on 5 hits for the Expos. They've made 1 error, and they've left 5 on. Montreal beat the Orioles in 6. They swept the Dodgers in the LCS, and then beat the Orioles in 6. And the funny thing is, since we're featuring 2 National League teams, is that they both won World Series with DHs. Jerry White for the Expos and Lee Lacy for the Dodgers. Pitch to Raines is up the middle, and that will play Lopes, and not the other way around. And so Raines goes under second base. As Lopes booted it, did his impression of Bunny LaRock for the Canadiens, and Raines starts the inning off with a 2-base error. So they'll pinch hit for Cromartie with Joel Youngblood. And remember, this was the year that Youngblood played in the 2 games in one day. Youngblood at 183 with 7 RBI. Lorenzo getting nervous for a game that doesn't mean anything. So Forster has to bear down now. Nobody out. 3-1 Dodgers, bottom of the 11th. In the center field, a base hit. Raines will score. It's 3-2. And that'll bring up Andre Dawson, who was 1 for 4. On the real year, you're the last one who suggested me it's nothing. Oh, come on. We're just insulting your audience. We're always grateful for the audience, but we're just having some funsies here. Dawson hit 23 homers in the real season and hit 31 on the replay. They beat the Phillies, I think, by 10 games. So Forster needs to be careful now, although Dawson hits lefties at only a 246 clip. Nobody out, Carter on deck. Youngblood on first. Ground ball to Russell. His only play is to first, and Dawson is out. So Russell got him on a bang-banger, but the tying run is now in scoring position for Gary Carter, who is 1 for 4. He's got himself a triple and scored on the Wallach sac fly in the second. So let's see what the computer decides to do. I imagine they'd rather pitch to Wallach than Carter. Pitch to Carter, strike 3. He got him looking on a 2-2. So it's down to Timmy Wallach, who is 0 for 3 with an RBI, the sac fly. So last chance saloon here at the Big O. Forster from the stretch. Here's the pitch into right. Smith in the corner, and the Dodgers win the ball game. A hot toddy is what you're going to get when you buy Cornet. So Reggie Smith makes the catch, and the Dodgers have some bragging rights. Of the two champions, the Dodgers beat the Expos in 11, 3-2. So Charlie Huff gets the win. 2 innings, he walked 2 and struck out 2. Bert Hooton deserved the win as far as I'm concerned. 8 innings, 5 hits, a run, it was earned, and he struck out 4. Terry Forster had the unearned run and the strikeout. So they worked. So Raines did score, but they couldn't get anything after that. Steve Rogers, 8 innings, 8 hits, no decision. He struck out 7 and gave up 1 run. He had plus stuff. Tomorrow at noontime, yep. Bryn Smith takes the loss. He didn't retire anybody. Faced 4 batters. They all reached, and Jeff Ridden came in for that. And so I imagine the 167 or 8 or 70 games I played of Action PC Baseball 2020 was well worth the $39.10 that I paid for that game. So we're with you baseball-wise, hopefully next Tuesday for the unboxing of Action PC Baseball 2021, and then it'll be the Indians and Browns in the daytime and the Phillies and the Braves from Boston that night for a doubleheader. And so thank you so much for watching. I'm Ron Juckett. We'll talk to you tomorrow for some Football Manager on a Fiction Friday. Until then, good night, everybody.